Thank you, Senator Hawley. Witnesses, you've been here a long time. We appreciate your testimony, but we're going to start a second round for individuals who have a few more questions. The second round, we're going to attempt a limit to 5 minutes. We'll try to be more effective than limiting initial round at 7 minutes, but we will have a few more questions here. First, Ms. Contreras, my question is for you. CBP facilities are clearly not an acceptable location to house unaccompanied minors, and you mentioned that in your testimony, but how is HHS cooperating across departments to ensure sufficient resources are in place to prevent vulnerable children from spending extended amounts of time in these CBP facilities?
Thank you for that question, Senator. I think we would all agree, that all of my colleagues on this panel, that HHS is the child welfare agency. It is our job to, when children are referred to us, be able to take them as quickly as we can into our care. What we see now is that the average length of stay in CBP is less than 24 hours, and that's an accomplishment everyone has worked very hard on. We have had a lot of coordination between our teams of ORR, CBP, and throughout DHS in order to make sure that we're coordinating and that we are taking care of children as soon as we can. What you see is there's been some co-location of staff. That is a big part of being able to make that happen. So this remains a priority. We're glad that that number is down to less than a day in the custody of CBP, and that's something that will remain a priority in our work.
All right, thank you. Fentanyl and other illicit narcotics are harming our communities, and we certainly need to do everything we can to stop them from entering in the country. In February of this year, I led my colleagues in requesting additional funding for non-intrusive inspection systems that will improve CBP officers' ability to interdict these illegal drugs. Chief Hoffman, could you please discuss for the committee the impact of non-intrusive inspection systems on CBP's rate of narcotics interdictions?
Thank you for that question, Senator, and be happy to discuss that a little bit. As you know, as you mentioned, fentanyl is a huge threat to our nation right now, and we're seeing a lot of it, and the amount we're seizing seems to increase every year. Most of the fentanyl now is coming across the southern border being encountered at the ports of entry, primarily at San Diego and Otay Mesa, two main areas we're seeing most of the fentanyl coming across. And then one of the main tools we use to use that, to encounter that, is the NI equipment that we're grateful to have. It helps us to be very successful in identifying that stuff, because fentanyl is a unique narcotic as opposed to big bundles of marijuana or whatever. It can be easily stored. What we've seen recently, though, is we've seen an increasing number of packages caught, but in smaller quantities, indicating they're adjusting their tactics as well. You know, maybe trying to beat our NI capabilities. The smaller the package, but more across increases their chances to get across. But currently, CBP is utilizing over 350 large-scale and over 4,500 small-scale non-intrusive inspection systems across the southwest border to inspect cargo, containers, commercial trucks, rail cars, privately owned vehicles. And we use them not just at the ports of entry, but some of our interior checkpoints as well. By FY23, CBP expects to increase NI scans to these vehicles by up to 40% more with the equipment we have coming. And so as we're able to increase the scans, we obviously expect increased encounters of narcotics, but also the more we increase, the better we're able to deter future action on that thing. So it is a very important tool. We're very appreciative we have that, and we will continue to use that greatly across all of our borders.
So given it's an effective tool and you'd like to spread it, how many additional non-intrusive inspection systems do you think are needed to fully equip all of our nation's ports of entry?
So I'm not sure the right number have that with me, Senator, but I'd be glad to get that back to you if I consult more with my OFO colleagues to give you the exact number.
Well, we'd like that, so I'd appreciate that. Another question for you, sir, is what efforts is CBP undertaking to ensure that the information gathered related to drug smuggling is shared among our partner agencies in order to better combat the transnational criminal organizations that are operating these operations?
Thank you, sir. I think I appreciate that question as well. Our ability to share information with our partners in this is key in order to be successful. So we participate extensively in different task force and that we partner with our different agencies at the federal level, state level, and local level, depending on what we're doing. We work closely with ICE and HSI on cases collaboratively. The information we gather at our encounters is shared with them almost all the time. I mean, we never cease to do that. Same with DEA. We facilitate information sharing across the whole range, whether it's on our southern border, northern border, and interior. We participate in a number of joint operations with our state and locals and also our Stone Garden partners, and we share that information across in different meetings and things that we have in order to ensure we do that. I think that our ability to work together with all our partners and all agencies makes us a better place, a better organization, and much more effective, and we continue to do that on a regular basis. I've been doing this for many years, and we participate at all levels at all times, and it's just invaluable to be able to share that information with those partners.
I appreciate that. Thank you.